everybody, and welcome to GLHF episode number 42, where we are not taking a look at a game today, although I do have game footage in the background for you guys to enjoy, but instead we're kind of doing a winter update on the channel, and figured we'd bring you up to speed with some of the things going on, some things we want to do, and just thoughts about what we've done thus far, because it's been about a year since we really started going, which is really awesome. So we kind of want to go over and look back on the things we've done and just kind of reevaluate what we want to do for the future. But before we get into all of that, this is Skyrim in the background. I recently got into it quite a bit. I picked it up because I noticed the Dragonborn DLC would be coming out soon. So I installed everything, got Dawnguard rolling, and all that fun stuff, and it's quite good. I really like the Dawnguard DLC. This is just your typical quest in the story, though. This is one of the main quests. But you may notice my game looks really good. Like that fire right there. There's a reason for that. It's because I'm running quite a few mods. I don't run any mods that actually alter the game in any way. Like, this is vanilla Skyrim. I'm just using graphical updates. So I'm using an ENB, which is basically a graphical and lighting changer. So it changes the way the lighting works. It's a little darker, as you could probably tell, but it's way more colorful. There's a lot more color in the game. The fire looks amazing. A lot of the effects look amazing. Not to mention the fact that I have higher resolution textures installed. I have some 2K textures installed, not all, because some of them really kill the performance of the game. And then you may also notice that since the time I did my playthrough of Skyrim, and then from this to then, as I'm changing the contrast and brightness there, because it was a little too dark for you guys to see. But the game runs amazingly compared to then, and I'm running on all the highest settings plus all the new mod stuff. So because I know you guys are going to ask, I'll just quickly go over a few mods I'm using. I'm using better water, or clearer water. I'm using I don't remember what kind of ENB, but it's making the game look amazing, and it doesn't make it look different in any way. It just enhances the game a lot. I'm running Dawnguard. Obviously, I'm using Dragonbone stuff, Dragonbone weapons, like I'm using here with the Dragonbone bow. What else? I'm using some better character models to make the game look a lot better, but nothing else that I can really think of off the top. Oh, better foliage, better plants. There we go. Make them look better with higher textures and whatnot. But other than that, that's all that I'm running with Skyrim here. Anyways, to the good news at hand, and enjoy this stuff in the background, by the way. This is obviously all pre-recorded. Now, as far as the channel goes, I would say I'm really happy with where it's at right now. In fact, a little bit of announcement. We signed a 1-year contract with RPM Network, which is a subsidiary of the Game Station. It's run by the same guy, it's just for smaller channels like us. So we have a 1-year contract with RPM. Doesn't really mean much for you guys. It means a lot for me, but not really much for you guys. All that you can really expect out of it is just better content in the future, which is really awesome. And I'm happy to say that we got partnered with them. What else as far as that goes? Not a whole lot. But when it boils down to what we have on the channel already, I think it's pretty obvious to just about everyone that the Star Wars stuff is the most popular stuff on the channel. People come to watch the Star Wars stuff. They really love it. People who even don't play Star Wars come to watch the Star Wars stuff because of the way that I've done the format with that, and I really agree. I like how I've changed that from the Smuggler series to the Jedi Knight and the Trooper series. Like, it's such a huge contrast on what it is now compared to what it was, and I really appreciate all the support you guys have given me with that. As far as SWTOR content goes for the future, yes, I don't plan on ever really ending. It may not become the most predominant part of the channel, but like it would, kind of like it is now. It's like the main thing I put up. But what I can say is that I will continue to do it. I'll continue to stay up to date with the game because it's one of the games I primarily play. So I'll continue to bring you guys patch stuff, and obviously we're going to do the Inquisitor series, and anytime the game gets updated with new chapters, we'll be covering that. But as soon as we're done with the Inquisitor series, I don't think I'll be doing another playthrough of a character. I haven't determined that yet. We'll decide that later on. But I know a lot of people were wondering about that. I really like that content, and obviously so do you guys. Now, when it comes to the stuff that Garrick's doing on the channel, I think he's actually pretty good at it. We could do a little better on the sound quality with him, but as far as the actual content goes, he's got some really good commentary, and I'm happy with that. So we'll more than likely do more things with him in the future, which is really awesome. Some of you guys have really suggested me and him do something together. We'll look at that. But I do want to incorporate him in some more stuff in the future. We'll see how that goes. I haven't made any plans yet. We've talked about some things, but haven't really made any plans. I think for the most part, you guys really. I'm going out on a limb here. This is just. Actually, let me present the evidence to you guys first before I say this. I've looked back over all of the content I've done over the past year, and I've done like Bastion, I've done this, so I've done Skyrim in the past, and I've done a lot of LP content, which it's okay. I don't think it's good content at all, and obviously you guys don't either. Why do I say that? Because any LP content we've done since I've started the Jedi Knight series has completely failed, including Garrick's stuff. He doesn't get nearly as many views. He gets about a quarter of the views that the Star Wars stuff gets in probably a day. So it's really sad, but you guys just don't like LP content or something. I don't know what it is. Maybe you can give me some more clarification in the comments below, but I don't like doing it. I think it's cheap content. I think it's boring to watch. I think it's lazy. I'm really good at video editing, so I like going back and making things look very professional, which is why I do the Star Wars stuff the way I do. And I would like to do another series kind of like that in the future with other games, like or in a similar fashion. It's kind of hard to do it just like the Star Wars stuff because most games aren't like Star Wars, you know? Like Star Wars is a pretty unique game. That's why I've done it the way I have. So when it comes down to just straight up like live commentary LP content, even GLHF doesn't do that well, and that's pretty much all that is. It's just looking at random games in that format, and most people don't like that, and I agree. I think it's hard to say really without you guys kind of giving me some feedback on that. I know a lot of you guys do like it, and a lot of you guys do watch other YouTubers do it, but I think it's boring, and I think it's lazy. So I'd like to put a lot more focus into making the content better by doing post-production stuff, because like I said, that's what I'm good at. Which brings me into the stuff with GLHF. I think I'm going to end the GLHF series at episode 50, which is coming up here in a few weeks, 8 weeks to be precise. The reason I'm going to do that is because while GLHF has it's done its goal, right? My goal with the series was to bring a ton of variety games onto the channel and just do different things. And really the mission statement of the series was just to be able to do whatever the heck I want with it. Obviously I can do like these little updates when I want and stuff like that, which is really nice. But it's kind of outlived itself. The content is once again kind of lazy. It's LP content, so you know everything I said previously to that kind of applies. What I would like to do instead is a very similar series, a series that brings a variety of games, but maybe a closer look. I'm kind of thinking out loud here. Let me know what you guys think about this, because this is what's been on my mind this past week of how I can do this series better. So I would strip the series, I would completely rename it so people know it's different, and instead I'd be taking looks at a game, not an episode look like I do now. So right now I take a game and I look at it in an episode, and maybe we revisit it in the future. Most likely we don't. And then I also have random stuff like key giveaways and stuff that are in this series, and it's just kind of cluttered. So instead what I would like to do is take a game, and play it for a couple weeks, even do a few episodes, but not have it live commentary, me playing through the game, going like, oh, this is what I'm doing now. I'm walking across and looking at this puzzle that I totally know how to do, but I don't want to do it like I'm doing here in Skyrim because I want to go get the word wall down there. Just live commentary is really boring. So instead, it would be kind of stuff that I found in a game, found really interesting. Take Dishonored, for example. Maybe ways that I've gone about doing different levels and just make an episode out of these are the things that I've really liked in this game thus far. These are the things that I think I would like to improve or like to see them improve, and then go through for a couple weeks and do that on a single game. So focus on a single game for a couple weeks on Thursdays and just really nail down just different things. And it would be edited with post-production commentary like I do with the Star Wars stuff. So we can do some pretty cool things with that. But that's just an idea I'm throwing around of how we can possibly go about still having variety games on the channel with being able to, I guess, still make it good quality. And I don't think GLHF is living up to that, which is why I think I'm going to can it at 50 episodes. And which is, that's a good run. That's 50 weeks we've done it. That's a pretty good run for a series. But I think I want to do something better and different. And if you guys have any clever names for that would be great too. That would help out a lot. I know like GameSpot has their like now playing, like that's a really cool name, or Giant Bomb has like Quick Looks and stuff like that. Like I just need a clever name for it, which would be very nice, and I would obviously give you credit for picking out a name. So if you have a name for that kind of series, leave it in the comments below, and I'll sort through them and see if I can find a good one. Now, let's see here. Stuff for the future. As I said earlier, what I've done is I've taken all the analytics for the past year. I've taken every series we've done, and I'm looking through it right now, and I'm determining what was successful and what wasn't. Obviously, Star Wars is successful, so I don't have to talk about that. We're going to continue to do that, like I've said. Don't really need to go into more detail about that. But what hasn't been successful, obviously I just talked about that as well, just the LP content. I'm planning on doing most of that. I know I've gotten a few requests to do like collab stuff with other people, that's really cool. That's a really cool idea, especially joining a network. I may be able to get people who are within the network with me to be able to do that kind of stuff, which is awesome. However, I once again don't like live commentary stuff. Maybe it could be good, maybe not. We'll see how we can do that. It's something I have an interest in, but at the moment it's not something I plan on doing right away because I've got other things to focus on. I got to come up with this other weird GLHF series, which is more of like it's almost like a review, but it's not, because I'm not reviewing the game. I'm just kind of going over the things I like and don't like, which sounds like a review, I know. Just listen. It's not a review. And I'm kind of trying to come up with other series that we could possibly do in the future too. Trying to add more people to the channel. Right now it's me and Garrick. I want to add maybe a couple more. But let's focus on getting him up to snuff and getting all that working properly. I plan on doing some more, I guess, patch coverage with PlanetSide. Obviously, they haven't really released a patch recently. They just did, I think, as of this episode, they just did. So I'll take a look at that. And as far as Star Wars stuff goes, I've been really busy, so I haven't been able to check out 1.6 on the PTS. But the plan is to continue doing that. That kind of content. So maybe if I find another game in the future that I really like, I'll continue to do updates on it with the patches and whatnot. But if you guys have any suggestions for series or what you want to see on the channel in the future, this is the perfect time to do it, because right now, like I said, I'm evaluating everything on the channel over the past year, determining what was successful, determining what wasn't successful, what I can do better, what maybe I can change a little bit. Maybe in the case of GLHF, what I can completely can and redo from the beginning, and maybe do a bit more live streaming in the future. I've gotten a lot of requests for that, and that seems to be pretty fun for you guys. Maybe a bit more events as far as subscriber events go, so doing more things with you guys. I think that's something that I have an aspiration for. But like I said, any ideas that you guys have, put them in the comments below, and I'll go through them, and we'll see what we can do over the next year. Because I plan to. I mean, we hit 1,000 subscribers this year. We're almost at 1,200, which is really awesome. Let's hope for. I'm just throwing an arbitrary goal out there. Let's hope for over 5,000 by the end of year 2. That seems like a pretty noble goal. Hopefully, way more than that. We'll see. But hopefully most of this rambling has made sense to you guys. I just figured I'd bring you up to date on kind of what's going on in my head as far as the channel goes. I have a lot of plans for what I want to do. Can't necessarily talk about as of yet. I think really the only thing that's on the table right now that I'm working on is this next series for the GLHF stuff, or whatever I want to call it. The in-depth look at random video games show. I don't know. Who knows? But I hope you guys have really enjoyed the content in the background. Hopefully it's given you something to look at. I really like the look of this mod stuff that I'm using, by the way. I'm going to continue playing some more Skyrim, I'm sure, especially when the Dragonborn DLC comes out. I have played Far Cry, by the way. You guys keep asking me that. Yes, I have played it. It's really good. But it made me want to play more Skyrim, so that's what I'm doing right now, ironically. But on that note, once again, any feedback, leave it in the comments below on what you want to see, what you might want. That fire was really pretty. What you might want to have me do in the future, or maybe even just, encouragement, like, this is what I've liked over the past year. Like, that helps me out a lot to know what I should do in the future as well. Enough of me rambling, I think. We'll sort through all this, and I'll put it in a more concise video later on this month, I'm sure. But on that note, we shall see you guys next time.